Imagine you are driving along and suddenly your transmission starts slipping, or it feels like it is catching in gear, only to find a P2810 code waiting for you in the computer memory when you plug in your scanner. This code is signaling an electrical malfunction in your transmission pressure control, solenoid G, and it is something you should definitely not ignore because it can lead to serious mechanical damage very quickly. Your automatic transmission relies on these solenoids to direct hydraulic fluid pressure to the right clutches and bands at exactly the right millisecond to change your gear ratios smoothly. When solenoid G stops talking to the PCM, the whole system often goes into a protective state we call limp mode, which is basically your car's way of trying to save the transmission from burning itself up by limiting your power and gear selection. You might notice your engine revving high without the car picking up speed, or you might experience some weird shifting that feels like the car is slamming into gear. The very first thing you should do is check your transmission fluid level and examine its condition. If the fluid smells burnt or looks like dark chocolate, you might be dealing with internal wear rather than just a simple electrical fix. However, since this is an electrical circuit code, you really need to inspect the wiring and the connectors that lead to the transmission case, because they live in a harsh environment filled with heat and vibration that can easily cause a wire to break or a pin to corrode. Use your DVOM to check for continuity and resistance on the solenoid G circuit. You should see a specific amount of ohms based on your vehicle's factory specifications. And if you see an infinite reading or an OL on your meter, that solenoid is internally broken and needs to be replaced. Don't forget to check for any TSB or technical service bulletins for your specific year and model, because sometimes the manufacturer releases a software update for the PCM that can solve these pressure issues without you ever having to pull the transmission pan. If you do end up needing a new solenoid, it is always a smart move to replace the filter and do a full fluid exchange at the same time to ensure those hydraulic passages stay clean and the new parts last as long as possible.